It started as a radical experiment beneath the waves and became the deadliest weapon system on Earth. Today, we track the complete evolution of nuclear submarines across every single era, from the first reactor to modern stealth hunters. This is the story of underwater nuclear power. Starting off with the pioneers, 1954 to 1962. Now, this is the USS Nautilus, SSN 571, the submarine that changed everything. Launched in January 1954, the Nautilus was the world's first nuclear-powered submarine, running on a revolutionary reactor that allowed it to stay submerged for months without surfacing. Its pressurized water reactor became the gold standard for every nuclear sub that followed. The Nautilus proved that nuclear power could transform naval warfare, making diesel submarines instantly obsolete. Up next, USS Seawolf, SSN 575. This experimental boat tried a liquid sodium-cooled reactor instead of pressurized water. It was basically a floating science experiment that ran too hot and leaked constantly. The Navy quickly abandoned the design and converted it to a conventional reactor. The next one, USS Skate, SSN 578. With improved reactor design and a reinforced sail, the Skate became the first submarine to surface at the North Pole in March 1959. It demonstrated that nuclear subs could operate beneath Arctic ice, opening an entirely new theater of Cold War operations. Next, Soviet November-class, Project 627. The USSR's first nuclear submarine launched in 1958. Nicknamed the Hiroshima by its own crews for its dangerously high radiation levels, it was noisy, unreliable, and leaked reactor coolant. But it proved the Soviets could build nuclear boats, even if they weren't safe. Then USS Skipjack, SSN 585. A revolutionary leap forward. By adopting a teardrop hull shape inspired by the experimental USS Albacore, the Skipjack became the fastest and most maneuverable submarine of its era. Every modern attack submarine traces its ancestry directly back to this design. Next up, Soviet Hotel-class, Project 658. The USSR's first ballistic missile submarine, operational in 1960. It was essentially a November-class hull stretched to accommodate 3 R-13 nuclear missiles. Crude but effective, it gave the Soviets their first credible sea-based nuclear deterrent. Up next, HMS Dreadnought. Britain's first nuclear submarine, launched in 1960 and commissioned in 1963. The Royal Navy couldn't develop a reactor fast enough, so they bought an American S-5W reactor and installed it in a British hull. It worked perfectly, proving that nuclear submarine technology could be shared among allies. Let's move on to the ballistic missile revolution, 1959 to 1970. Now, this is the USS George Washington, SSBN 598, the submarine that made nuclear war truly global. Commissioned in December 1959, this boat carried 16 Polaris ballistic missiles, each capable of hitting targets 1,200 nautical miles away. Unlike land-based missiles, SSBNs were nearly impossible to track and destroy, creating an invulnerable second strike capability. The George Washington changed Cold War strategy forever, making mutual assured destruction a permanent reality. Up next, Soviet Yankee-class, Project 667A. The USSR's answer to the George Washington, operational in 1967. With 16 R-27 missiles, the Yankee-class became the backbone of the Soviet sea-based deterrent. At its peak, 34 of these boats prowled the oceans, shadowed constantly by American attack submarines. The next one, USS Thresher/Permit class. Designed to dive deeper and hunt quieter than any previous attack sub, the Thresher was a technological marvel. Tragically, The lead boat sank during deep diving tests in April 1963, killing all 129 crew. The surviving Permit-class boats became legendary submarine hunters. Next, Soviet Echo-class, a cruise missile submarine that had to surface to launch its missiles, making it incredibly vulnerable. Its massive missile tubes broke the smooth lines of the hull, creating noise and drag. It was a clumsy interim solution until better designs arrived. Then, USS Sturgeon-class. With improved sonar, quieter machinery, and better torpedo tubes, the Sturgeon-class became a highly effective Cold War hunter. Its low-frequency bow sonar could detect Soviet submarines at unprecedented ranges. Over 37 were built, serving for decades. Next up, HMS Resolution-class, Britain's first ballistic missile submarine, operational in 1967. Armed with 16 American Polaris missiles, the 4 Resolution-class boats ensured that the UK maintained an independent nuclear deterrent. At least one boat remained on patrol at all times, hidden somewhere in the Atlantic. Up next, French Le Redoutable. France joined the exclusive nuclear submarine club in 1971 with this strategic missile boat. Armed with 16 M1 ballistic missiles, Le Redoutable proved that France could build nuclear submarines entirely independently, without American or Soviet help. Now let's look at the Cold War peak production, 1970 to 1985. Now this is the Los Angeles-class, SSN 688, the most successful Western attack submarine ever built. With 62 boats constructed between 1976 and 1996, the Los Angeles-class became the backbone of American undersea power. Its powerful S-6G reactor pushed it to speeds exceeding 30 knots, while advanced sonar and Tomahawk cruise missile capability made it a lethal multi-role platform. These submarines hunted Soviet boomers relentlessly, enforcing American dominance beneath the waves for over 3 decades. Meet the Soviet Typhoon class, Project 941, the largest submarine ever built. Displacing an absolutely monstrous 48,000 tons submerged, the Typhoon was designed to lurk beneath Arctic ice and launch 20 massive R-39 ballistic missiles from protected bastions. Its twin-hulled design made it remarkably spacious inside, with amenities like a sauna and swimming pool. Only 6 were built due to staggering costs, but the Typhoon became legendary, immortalized as the Red October in popular culture. Now, this is the Ohio-class SSBN, America's strategic backbone. Each of these massive boomers carries 24 Trident II D5 ballistic missiles, more firepower than most nations' entire nuclear arsenals. With 18 boats built, 14 remain ballistic missile submarines, while 4 were converted to guided missile platforms, SSGN, carrying 154 Tomahawk cruise missiles each. Silent, virtually undetectable, and absolutely devastating, the Ohio-class ensures American nuclear deterrence remains credible. Up next, Soviet Akula-class, Project 971. NATO confusingly called this boat Akula, while the Soviets called the Typhoon Akula, shark. Regardless of naming, this hunter-killer was quieter than previous Soviet designs and shocked Western navies with its stealth capabilities. It proved the Soviets were finally closing the acoustic gap. The next one, Soviet Delta IV class. With 16 R-29RM missiles boasting intercontinental range, the Delta IV could strike American cities without leaving Soviet-protected waters. Its distinctive hump behind the sail housed the massive missiles. These boats remained Russia's strategic deterrent for decades. Next, Soviet Alpha class, a titanium-hulled speed demon that could reach 41 knots submerged, making it the fastest attack submarine ever built. Its liquid metal reactor was temperamental and expensive, limiting production to just 7 boats. When it worked, nothing could catch it. Then Soviet Victor III-class. Designed specifically for anti-submarine warfare, the Victor III was quieter than earlier Soviet boats and carried advanced torpedoes. Its mission was hunting American SSBNs, though NATO attack submarines usually detected it first. Keep watching to see the modern stealth submarines. Next up, French Rubis-class. France's compact nuclear attack submarine design proved that smaller nations could build capable SSNs. At just 2,670 tons, the Rubis was tiny compared to American or Soviet boats, but its advanced sonar and torpedoes made it highly effective. Up next, UK Trafalgar-class. Britain's advanced attack submarine featured pump jet propulsion for quieter running and Tomahawk cruise missile capability. These boats shadowed Soviet submarines throughout the Cold War and later saw combat launching missiles during conflicts in the Middle East. The next one, Soviet Oscar-class, SSGN. An absolute monster designed to kill American aircraft carriers. With 24 massive Granite supersonic anti-ship missiles, the Oscar was the most heavily armed cruise missile submarine ever built. Its double-hulled design made it incredibly survivable, though one boat, the Kursk, was lost in 2000. Next, Soviet Sierra-class. Another titanium-hulled design, the Sierra featured advanced automation that reduced crew size. Only 4 were built due to titanium's astronomical cost, but they proved exceptionally capable hunters with deep diving ability. Then Chinese Han-class, Type 091. China's first nuclear attack submarine, operational in 1974. Extremely noisy by Western standards, the Han-class submarines were nevertheless China's ticket to the nuclear submarine club. They provided critical experience that led to better designs. Next up, Soviet Mike-class. An experimental titanium submarine built to test advanced automation and deep diving capabilities. Only one was built, the K-278 Komsomolets, which set the world depth record of 1,027 meters before tragically sinking in 1989, killing 42 crew. Up next, Chinese Sia-class, Type 092. China's first ballistic missile submarine, operational in 1981. With 12 JL-1 missiles, the Xia gave China a sea-based nuclear deterrent, though its noisy reactor and limited range meant it rarely ventured far from Chinese waters. The next one, UK Vanguard-class. Britain's current strategic deterrent, commissioned from 1993 onward. Each boat carries 16 American Trident 2 D5 missiles, and at least one Vanguard is always on patrol, maintaining Britain's continuous at-sea deterrent posture that has remained unbroken for decades. Continuing with the late Cold War and transition era, 1985 to 2005. Now, this is the Seawolf-class, SSN-21, the ultimate submarine hunter. Designed at the height of Cold War tensions to hunt Soviet submarines beneath Arctic ice, the Seawolf is the quietest, fastest, and deepest diving attack submarine ever built. Its S-6W reactor pushes it past 35 knots, while 8 torpedo tubes and 50 weapons give it devastating firepower. Only 3 were built because each cost $3 billion. The Cold War ended before the Navy could justify the expense. Meet the Virginia-class, SSN-774, America's modern attack submarine workhorse. Designed for post-Cold War littoral operations, the Virginia-class balances Seawolf-level capability with affordable cost. Its modular design allows technology upgrades throughout its service life, while advanced sonar and Tomahawk missiles make it a versatile multi-role platform. With 21 boats commissioned and more under construction, the Virginia-class will dominate undersea warfare for decades. Up next, Russian Bore-class, Project 955. Russia's modern strategic deterrent, designed to replace aging Soviet-era submarines. Each Borei carries 16 Bulava ballistic missiles and features improved quieting over previous Russian designs. These boats represent Russia's commitment to maintaining a credible sea-based nuclear deterrent into the 21st century. The next one, Russian Yasen-class, Project 885. Russia's most advanced attack submarine, comparable to American Virginia-class boats. With cruise missiles, torpedoes, and exceptional sonar, the Yasen proved Russia could still build world-class submarines despite post-Soviet economic troubles. Next, French Le Triomphant class. France's modern ballistic missile submarine, armed with 16 M45 missiles upgraded to M51 missiles with intercontinental range. These boats maintain France's independent nuclear deterrent, ensuring no nation can threaten France without risking massive retaliation. Then, UK Astute class. Britain's most capable attack submarine ever, featuring advanced sonar that can detect ships leaving port in New York from beyond the English Channel, at least according to Royal Navy claims. With Tomahawk missiles and Spearfish torpedoes, the Astute class maintains British undersea dominance. Next up, Chinese Jin class, Type 094. China's first credible ballistic missile submarine, operational from 2007. With 12 JL-2 missiles offering true intercontinental range, the Jin class finally gave China a survivable sea-based nuclear deterrent that could threaten American cities. Up next, Chinese Shang class, Type 093. A significant improvement over the noisy Han class, the Shang features quieter reactors and better sonar. While still not matching Western standards, the Shang represents China's rapid progress in submarine technology. The next one, Indian Arihant class. India's first indigenous ballistic missile submarine, launched in 2009 with significant Russian technical assistance. With 12 K-15 missiles or 4 K-4 missiles, the Arihant gives India entry into the exclusive club of nations with sea-based nuclear deterrence. Next, Russian Oscar II class, upgraded. Extended service life programs kept these massive cruise missile boats operational decades after their construction. The Kursk disaster in 2000 revealed safety problems, but surviving boats received upgrades and remain in Russian service. Then Russian Delta IV, life extension. These aging strategic submarines received modernization programs to extend their service lives well into the 2020s. They remain operational as Russia transitions to the Borei class, ensuring continuous strategic coverage. And our last category is the modern era, 2005 to present. Now, this is the Columbia class, SSBN 826, America's next-generation strategic submarine. Designed to replace the aging Ohio class, the Columbia features an electric drive propulsion system for unprecedented quietness, advanced X-stern control surfaces, and life-of-ship reactor cores that never require refueling. With 16 Trident 2D5 missiles and a 50-year service life, 12 Columbia-class boats will carry America's sea-based nuclear deterrent through the end of the 21st century. Meet the Yasen M-class, Project 885M, Russia's improved multi-purpose attack submarine. Building on the original Yasen design, the Yasen M features enhanced quieting, improved sensors, and compatibility with hypersonic Zircon cruise missiles. These submarines prove that Russia remains a formidable undersea power despite Western sanctions and economic pressure. Up next, UK Dreadnought class, Britain's future strategic submarine, currently under construction to replace the Vanguard class. Using American reactor technology and British weapons systems, the 4 Dreadnought-class boats will maintain Britain's continuous at-sea deterrent posture through the 2060s. The next one, French Submarine class, Barracuda. France's latest attack submarine features pump jet propulsion, advanced sonar, and significantly improved stealth. These ultra-quiet hunters demonstrate that France remains at the cutting edge of submarine technology without relying on American designs. Next, Russian Borei A-class, an upgraded version of the Borei with improved acoustic quieting, better sonar, and enhanced missile systems. These boats will form the backbone of Russia's strategic nuclear forces for decades. Then Chinese Type 095. Rumored. Intelligence reports suggest China is developing a next-generation attack submarine with quieting comparable to Western designs. If the reports are accurate, the Type 095 would represent a quantum leap in Chinese submarine capability. Next up, Chinese Type 096. Development. China's future strategic submarine, reportedly designed to carry JL-3 intercontinental ballistic missiles with sufficient range to strike any target on Earth from Chinese territorial waters. Up next, Indian Arihant. The second Arihant-class submarine, commissioned in 2024. It demonstrates India's commitment to maintaining and expanding its sea-based nuclear deterrent capability. The next one, SS NAUKUS Future. The trilateral Australia-United Kingdom-United States submarine program will deliver nuclear attack submarines to Australia while producing next-generation designs for all three nations. These boats will feature cutting-edge stealth technology, AI-assisted systems, and unprecedented combat capability. The Columbia-class and SSN AUKUS represent the next evolution of nuclear submarines. With AI-assisted systems, hypersonic missile compatibility, and advanced stealth coatings, these underwater giants ensure nuclear powers remain dominant beneath the waves for decades to come.